welcome everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of A Conversation with H.I.M about health information management. My name is Japera Denson, and I'm representing the Qualified today. We thank you so much for stopping by our YouTube channel and checking out this awesome content that we have for you. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, we want to encourage you to make sure that you click the subscription button, and then also like this video, share this video with your colleagues, with your supervisor, with whoever else you want to share it with, your professors and classmates and schoolmates and all of that, so that they will know about what the Qualified is offering for you. So I'm super excited about today's guest, everybody, because this gentleman is very, very involved in the health information management profession. He sent me his bio, but I'm not going to read it. I'm going to let him give us the background on his education, and if he wants to tell us where he's from, he can do all of that. But as far as I know, he is chairing a multitude of committees, and he's collaborating with a bunch of associations throughout the state, all to bring awareness to health information management in so many grandiose ways. And so I want to bring our guest in for today. All right, Jared, so we're going to go ahead and jump in, okay?
Let's go for it.
All right, so let's start from the beginning. So for those who don't know who you are, which may be a lot of people that are watching right now, but maybe not. So for those who don't know who you are, kind of bring them into how you got into the health information management field.
Well, first I'll introduce myself since you don't want to read my bio. So my name is Jared Cotton, and I currently is the Assistant Director of Health Information Management Services at Tallahassee Memorial Healthcare in Tallahassee, Florida. I'm a native of Quincy, Florida. Also went to Florida A&M University and majored in health informatics and information management. And I just recently finished my Master's of Business Administration and Healthcare Management as well from the Florida Institute of Technology. As far as my committee assignments, what I chair, I'm currently the president of the Northwest Florida Health Information Management Association region. And that's a part of the FAHIMA State Association, which is a component of the National AHIMA Association. So very involved in that, been going to the state conventions, actually where I met your host here, Japera, this past year. Outside of that, I'm a part of the 100 Black Men Tallahassee chapter, and I'm the co-chair in the Health and Wellness Committee, which we do a lot of programming for health and wellness type activities for our community. And we partner with different organizations and kind of sponsor events and things of that nature to bring awareness of healthcare in the community that impacts everybody, but we focus on the minority population here in Tallahassee, but you know, the events are open to everybody. I also serve as the chair of our organization's shared governance structure. So what shared governance is a model that organizations kind of implement to give people opportunity to develop and grow within the organization, serve in leadership capacity, to kind of work on their soft skills, work on projects, to kind of push initiatives through and work with executive leaders in the organization. So I chair the whole structure, which oversees 6 different councils ranging from colleague engagement, professional development and education, patient safety, quality, reliability. We have a diversity, equity, inclusion council. We have a patient engagement council. And we also have a patient family advisory council. I mean, all those councils have a chair and a mentor that we kind of form a coordinated committee, and I chair that committee, and we kind of spearhead the work that's going on in shared governance organization. So had the opportunity to do that. I started off chairing the Diversity, Equity, Inclusion Council, and I got the opportunity to chair the whole thing because I guess I did a good job in doing that and just, you know, kind of facilitating conversations with leaders and kind of breaking barriers for people to talk. So I think that's the bit of my, I'm also on the ad hoc committee of the FAHIMA convention planning. Just got invited to that. So participating in that on the convention in the state of Florida on how to make it better, what's different ways of doing that. And there was one other thing that I'm part of.
So many.
I don't remember what the last one is. I thought it was a good one, but it escaped me, so I apologize. Okay. What's your question? What was the first question? That was
The
my
first,
introduction. So
the
thank you
first
for
one.
having me. It's a pleasure to give back to the profession and speak to people about this profession and how they can get involved and grow within it.
Good. Awesome. So that's why I didn't need to read your bio, because you were going to go through all that anyway. You are super, super involved, which is good, I guess. Has it been a good experience for you being involved in all these associations?
Yes, it's been a good exposure and also networking. Another thing I'm part of the FAMU advisory board for the H.I.M program. So we meet once or twice a year to kind of go over curriculum content, what the accrediting body kind of, we have site preparation stuff that we have to do. So I work with the dean, not the dean, the program director and the leadership team over the HR program to kind of work on program and content. And I'm also a site representative for students to come and do internships. So it's been valuable to be a part of these different committees, but I would say it can be time consuming, and it's a heck of a commitment. But and I don't have a lot of other responsibilities, so I just want to kind of immerse myself into the profession and get involved in this and grow my network of like-minded individuals. So it's been rewarding for me. I've been able to, like I said, network, connect with new people, connect with people that's in similar roles as me in different organizations, and kind of have conversations with them about some challenges that I may be experiencing, and to kind of give me insight on that. Like currently we transitioned to go to a different EMR, and there's other facilities that's been through that pathway before. So I've been having conversations with them on, preparation planning and stuff like that. So it's been very valuable to kind of have a network of individuals that you can tap into to ask questions.
Good. Did you like when you got out of school, did you want to be that involved, or did it just kind of happen for you?
I was part of my student association, and also was a student liaison for HIMA. So it kind of happened for me in a sense, but then as I was trying to find jobs, I was looking for things to kind of get myself into. I understand that it's not paid, but it's so much value other than just financials from, in I'm more so of a delayed gratification type of guy. I'll go ahead and put in the work today, even though it may not pay off in a year or two from now. So I feel like me has been valuable. I I go out looking for it? Opportunity just kind of presented itself, and I said, why not? I don't have nothing else really going on. What's the commitment? That type of stuff. But now I kind of screen stuff before I sign up to it to see what's my time involvement, what's the commitment that I'm gonna have to do that, and be realistic on will I be able to really give my all into it. So, and I'm actually looking at now, kind of winding down some of my um my participation.
Okay. All right. So how did you get into health information management? So take us back to the beginning.
Yeah,
And
so
mhm.
I'll be candid. So initially, and this has been a lot of people's story that in my class. So I wanted to go to school to be a nurse when I went to college. Initially, I wanted to be an architect. I like drawing blueprints and plans and stuff. And I broke my femur playing football in high school, and that was my first experience being in a hospital. And I had a male nurse, and I was thinking, yeah, having that experience and communication with people. I was in the ICU for a little period after that, and I said, I think I can go be a nurse, and that's what I wanted to go to school to do. I went to community college and applied after I got my A, and I did not get in, and it's very competitive for you to get into nursing school. So I didn't get in, and I was working at a retail job, and one of my coworkers actually sister worked at the university and was a program coordinator. So I was asking him, hey, anybody that works at FAMU, possibly a nursing program I could talk to about, what are they looking for? Like I want to have that. I see they have the stuff online, but it's different when you have that face-to-face conversation. So I was trying to play. I always been a kind of like a networking type of guy, so I wanted to go that angle. And he said, "Oh yeah, my sister's a program coordinator at FAM." I said, "Okay, cool. Make the connection." So I made the connection. She actually was a program coordinator for the H.I.M program, and I went and talked to her about, I want to go to nursing school. I'm looking to get in nursing school, and she gave me the pitch on H.I.M and the difference between nursing and H.I.M. You don't have to deal with bodily fluids. So you don't have to stand on your feet all day. You have to work a 12-hour shift. You work Monday through Friday, weekends, holidays off, and you could potentially make your income could be potentially higher to go on this route. So that was pretty appealing to me. And I asked, okay, what's the application progress? So I needed a backup plan anyway. So yeah, that's how I got into the H.I.M profession. That with that conversation, I applied, got accepted, and luckily enough, most of the prerequisites I've took for nursing kind of qualify for the H.I.M program. So it was a kind of smooth transition, but that's how I got into the H.I.M profession.
She sold you on it real good.
Yeah.
I feel like I want to know who it is. Who was it? You gonna tell us?
You said you feel like it. You ain't say
I
you
feel like I want to know. It's only one or two people
Well, okay. Well, it's a professor at FAMU.
currently.
Yes.
Okay, I know exactly what it is. All right, perfect. So, Jared, what about, aside from all of your volunteer work, your actual paid Monday through Friday position that you hold now is Assistant Director of Health Information Management, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about like what all that entails? I know you talked about overseeing one of the committees that, or if it's a governance committee, right?
Yeah.
Within the healthcare system, within that hospital, but what else are some of your like day-to-day tasks and things like that that you get
So the
involved
job that paid the bills. All right. So in my current role as Assistant Director of Health Information Management Services, the teams that report to me is document processing. So we have about 44 FTEs in total department, and I would say I have about 85, 90, I would say 85% of the staff that kind of reports through me through my leadership team. So I have two managers that works up under me, and as a combination, what we oversee is document processing, transcription, chart analysis, release information, master patient index, and I have a quality assurance analyst that report to me. So that's my kind of day-to-day. I have two managers. One manager oversee document processing and transcription. Another manager oversee release information, chart completion, and the master patient index. Then I have a quality assurance analyst that kind of report straight to me, and we work on kind of quality improvement projects, and she do a lot of data reporting and stuff like that. So that's what I do on a day-to-day. And I, used to be in a flat management structure, so I used to be the direct manager or leader for all of those areas that I just kind of explained. But we kind of going crazy a little bit. Like we need some more, managers in place because I got involved in doing other activities in the organization. So we hired on two managers to kind of assist with that. So I pretty much helped them with managing their teams, with operational challenges and operational issues that we may have. So that's kind of what my job is. I try not to get into the weeds, but sometimes I do get into the weeds. But my role is more so to make sure that my management team have what they need to be successful in their job. And what that means is that they frontline staff have what they need to be successful in their job.
Okay, cool. So it sounds very involved, which is, I take it that's good. I know that there are a lot of enjoyable things about it, and probably some things that can be a little tedious or not as fun or entertaining. But what do you like most about your current position?
What do I like most? I think working with the team. I would say when I first came to the department, I did a lot of improvement work as far as it relates to processes. So I go by 3 Ps: people, process, product, and I focus on the process and our product. And because you can't go hard on people, you can if they're not following the process. But then again, is something wrong with the process not working? So I kind of go hard on the process to make sure that the process is designed a way that's efficient and that works best for the staff. I was also was able to attain my Lean Six Sigma green belt through the organization. So I've been able to use those skills in applying some of the techniques I use in the job. But the crazy thing about it, I kind of got that certification after I did a lot of improvement work. So I'm just a natural improver, I guess. But I worked in IT, so I kind of got a lot of that project management improvement work when I was in the IT space. When I transitioned over to the H.I.M department, I was just kind of, cleaning up. We're doing a lot of unnecessary stuff, but that's what I like doing the most, is kind of identifying the issue or challenge for the staff, coming up with solutions and implementing those solutions, and actually tracking that is actually an improvement.
Problem solving. I love that. I love that. And it sounds like that's probably a big part of, I think that's a big part of leadership. You think? Any leadership?
Yeah. And so for me, it's kind of like when somebody bring me a problem, I challenge them to think about a solution. Because you just bringing a problem, I feel like you might be a part of the problem. So it's just like, if you're gonna bring me a problem, what have you critically thought about? What could possibly be a solution? What's possibly a root cause of this problem? Don't just tell me that's a problem. I want to know that you put some thought into it. Um, so that shows that you did some critical thinking and you coming up with a possible solution. It's not gonna work for you from that point. Just don't bring me a problem, because now that means I have to go and do the extra work to kind of dig and do that, to try to find out information on that. And yes, I will do it, but I try to challenge people who bring me problems to think about it, so that they can understand the throughput into the process. And it's developing them too to kind of critical think and hopefully come up with their own solutions. Then it's more so, how do you implement the solution? Change management is a big thing too. So
That's good. I was just about to say it's definitely helping to develop. It sounds like you're pouring back into your people. So it's helping to develop them for leadership as well, which is great. Okay, I'm gonna go to the next question. So the next question that we want to ask is about your journey. What would you say is one of the greatest lessons that you have learned so far in this career journey?
the greatest lessons. So before I took a management job, I had we had a consultant in the organization, and he's pretty much who I kind of learned when I was in IT. Before I took the job in management, he said, "There's only one thing wrong with, well, I won't say wrong. There's only one thing about management, and that's managing people." And I was like, "Oh, that's a piece of cake. I work people all the time." Oh, okay. So that's not the case. When you're working with people, you have different personalities. They have different behaviors. They come from different backgrounds, different cultures. So it's kind of like, it's not a one size fits all approach. And I'll use this analogy for people who have kids. Do you treat your kids the same way? Do you treat your son and daughter the same way, or do you give them a tailored approach? So it's the same thing in when you're trying to cultivate a relationship with your staff. You want to get to know them, and stuff like that. But it's more so, how do you get them to move in a direction that you want to do? And I think for me, I thought it was going to be just a piece of cake, but it wasn't. So it caused me to try to work on my people management skills, leadership skills, to kind of lead people to go in a direction. And I think the main thing that kind of helped me get to that point was being transparent and explaining the why. Why are we doing something? Hey, I know you having the challenge on this on the front line. Here's what's going to be a solution for you. Here's something that can help you do X, Y, and Z. So I would say that the main thing for me is being transparent and explaining the why.
Awesome. Awesome. What advice would you give somebody who's looking to get into a director role, or looking to move into an assistant director role?
So it's two ends. So you can look at it from, if you're trying to move up within your organization, or if you trying to go out and find a job externally. So I would say start with internally. If you're trying to go into a leadership role internally in your organization, one, you need to express that intent with your leader. Let them know that this is something that you want to do. This is a pathway that you want. Because if you don't, they don't know that, and they won't kind of pour into you or bring you along. A good leader will bring you along, give you projects, and kind of mentor you through that transition. And when the opportunity comes, they'll, try to encourage you to do it. You have to be patient. You can't expect them to go your organization and say, "Okay, we want to create a job for you tomorrow." 9 times out of 10, that's not going to happen. In order for that to happen, that 10% for that to happen, you have to be so valuable to the team. You have to add value to the group, to your leadership team, so they know that how valuable employee you are, and you was intentional telling them, "Hey, I want to move into leadership. Here's why I want to move into leadership." And when you say that, you want to make sure you have a strong track record that can back it up why you want to go into leadership, not just saying, "Oh, well, I was in school and they told me I can make $100,000 and I want to go in leadership." Okay, what have you done to prove that you want to go into leadership? So the main thing is add value, be of help, be of service to people, and they will see that and say, "Okay, this is the person I want to be a part of my team." If you put in some type of leadership role, what if it's be a lead, or supervisor, whatever the case may be. Work with your peers across departments and say, what challenges you have in that I can help from my department perspective. That will go a long ways too. So just being a service-oriented person, if you want to go into leadership, because I tell my team all the time, I work for y'all. Y'all don't work for me. So if you have that mindset, I think that they will see, a person that's looking to get more, to gain more experience, gain more exposure, looking for more responsibility, and they will test you and give you that, and then they will see how you've done. Another thing, ask for candidate feedback. If you do want to do that, because essentially these are going to be people you're going to be working with, and you want to know what their perception is. Now, I'm not telling you to care about what they think, because a lot of people, I don't care what nobody think. All right, you can have that persona, but those other people are those people who are going to be a part of your panel interview, and that when you leave, they're going to say, I think this is a good candidate or not. So just be cognitive of that as you're going through your job day to day. Now, if you go into an external organization, first thing you got to have is years of experience. And if you know you want to go into leadership, you want to kind of ask for some unofficial projects, whatever the case may be, that you can put on your resume, that you kind of led projects. Then once again, be attention to what your supervisor, whoever your leader is, say, I want to move into leadership, and have that candid conversation. If the opportunity is not here and something else comes up, I'm going to apply for it. But the thing is, you want to be prepared for that role. Success is on the corner of opportunity and preparation. If you're not prepared for the opportunity, you won't be successful in it. So that's the thing about on the external side. Still state that with your leader in your current role, knowing that most jobs is going to ask for 3 to 5 years of experience. Some of that experience they wanted in leadership. So how can you get those unofficial leadership roles, titles, small projects? Try to look for those small opportunities within your current role today, so that you can put that on your resume as if you did some type of leadership exposure.
That's so good, Jared. That is good. So part of the reason why we're even doing this interview is because we want to bring some male voices into this profession and bring increasing awareness among men about the health information management profession. And I recently read this statistic. So the statistics said that there are 83.1% or 83.1% of health information managers are women, and 16.9% are men health information managers. So I want to ask you, why do you even think that is? Now, I could go back to times when I was in school and undergrad working on my degree. It was the same. Like, the classroom was very heavily populated with women, and there were maybe 2 or 3 men in the class. But hearing from you, why do you think there's this underrepresentation of men in the health information management field?
We got to go back to the starting foundation of medical records management. And medical records people used to be librarians. So do you see many male librarians? So that was way long time ago. And as time has progressed, more males may have got into it, but it's still a female dominant industry. It's more so administrative support. But if you look at the C-suite, you see more males. So there's a gap. There's a gap right there somewhere. But I would say it's probably because of that historical knowledge of to be an H.I.M, you got to be, and I don't want to shoot myself in the foot here, but you got to be like well organized type of person, and a lot of people feel as if that a female fits those characteristics. Although you're not supposed to discriminate when you hire, right? But I think that it's the pipeline. If you said in your school, in my classroom, I was only 2 or 3 guys in my class, and maybe it was 30 of us total. So it's from the get-go, we in small numbers. But here's what I don't like, though. When you do see some males that's in leading H.I.M, they didn't go through H.I.M, they in finance or something else, that they kind of lead in H.I.M functions, and H.I.M kind of falls up on the finance, so they're not a true H.I.M-er, so they really don't appreciate the profession as if you and I would do. So but that's kind of my reason why. I don't know if I gave a direct answer why it's less males, but 1, I think, is the history of being a librarian. 2, the organization skills. 3, there's not a strong pipeline of males. And yeah, those would be my 3 answers.
Okay, cool. All right, so this is the last like standard question that I want to ask, and this question is asking you. We started out from the beginning, how you got into the field, what you're currently doing. We want to talk a little bit about the future. So, where do you want this career path to lead you? Where do you want this thing to take you?
I got a few options, and I recommend a book that everybody reads. It's called Next Five Steps by Patrick David. But it talks about forward thinking, and if you want to do one step that don't go the way you want to go, or it does go the way to go, okay, what's the next step? Kind of plan that out. So for me, so I just finished my MBA, and I'm looking to get into either become a director. May go back to grad school to get my MHA because I want to get into hospital leadership. So if I want to be a hospital administrator, I think having that component of a MHA and an MBA, those will be two dual master degrees to help. And because I want to kind of do an administrative fellowship. And I think that's a good opportunity to kind of get exposure at a leadership level in an organization where you do a rotational type thing with a lot of leaders. So first thing I would say is within the next 3 years, I would like to be in the director role. I'm assistant director now, so I would like to be in the director role in the next 3 years. I'll possibly go back to school and get my MHA. And in the next 5 years, I actually want to purchase a business. Whatever type of, I want to stay in the healthcare industry, but I do want to kind of purchase my business. Notice I didn't say start a business. I said purchase a business. So there's a difference in that. So so the next 5 years, I see myself doing that. I told myself I want to retire at the age of 40. So I've been making plans, making moves to make sure I achieve that goal. But I think, you also have to recalibrate, it's kind of like a business plan. It's a living document. So my goal is kind of like a living goal sheet where I have immediate goals and I have objectives that I want to do to kind of meet those goals. But if, my perception of some change, I may need to pivot, so in the next 3 years, just to recap, I'd like to become a director. Either go back and get my MHA. In the next 5 years, I want to buy a business and also at least do a administrative fellowship.
Perfect. I think you're gonna accomplish all of those.
Okay.
Absolutely. And exceed them. So this last segment or this last piece of what we're gonna do, we're gonna call this the lightning round, okay? And I'm pulling this was inspired by Craig Groeschel's leadership podcast. He had this little lightning round. He was interviewing John Maxwell. He had this lightning round and was it John Maxwell? No, it wasn't John Maxwell, it was somebody else. But he was throwing out questions. And so I'm gonna do this for you, okay? Some of these questions are directly from his podcast. Some of them are not. But lightning round, just come off the top of the dome with the questions, the answers, okay?
All right, and Lightning Round also comes from Jim Cramer, who's on CNBC on every day, Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. His show is called, I forget what it's called, but he does have a lightning round where people ask him questions. I watch it every day, so that's another. He probably got it from there, but
probably. Yeah. Who knows?
But I'm familiar with it. Shoot it, fire away.
All right, we're ready. Okay, so first question is, what is your favorite leadership quote?
Lead from the front.
Okay. Best leadership book that you've read recently?
How to Win Friends and Influence People.
All right. Biggest leadership pet peeve?
People not leading from the front and kind of trying to tell people what to do, but not putting no skin in the game.
Okay. If you could spend the day with someone, and we're thinking leadership. So if you could spend the day with any leader, like today, who would it be?
I would spend, his name is John. I can't think of his last name for nothing, but his name is, first name start with John. He was a CEO of he went to FAMU, went to MIT, was a CEO of a cybersecurity company, I think he's still the current chairman of Microsoft. John Thompson, that's who I want to spend time with. He also was the chair of Illumium, which is a pharmaceutical company, but I would like to just spend a day with him and kind of pick his brain about leadership and kind of, being a minority African American and serving in these, like he's the chairman of Microsoft, which is probably one of the top 5 most valuable companies in the world. So, just kind of want to kind of get some tips and tricks from him.
Perfect. Okay. So is there something in your life recently that you are extremely proud of, but most people probably wouldn't even know about it?
I just got my MBA. I kept that on the wraps. But I
Okay.
did. I posted on LinkedIn, so now everybody knows. Nobody knew when I started school, but I just posted when I finished it. And I didn't even welcome graduation. I just want a piece of paper and knowledge.
Why you ain't participate in the graduation?
Because I just want a piece of paper and knowledge.
Okay, Jared. All right. And then if you could give a word of encouragement to a leader who is discouraged right now, what would you say?
Perseverance and persistence. Be consistently persistent. You're gonna have up days, you're gonna have down days. You want to make sure that you have a team that surrounds you, that supports you, that you can talk to. And this can be an official coworker team, or it can be advisors that you may have in the community, that mentors, whoever the case may be. But it's I would say keep your head up, and there's better days ahead. Tough times don't last, but tough people do.
Perfect. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, Jared, this has been really good. I think you have shared so much wisdom. I was really excited about your interview because I knew that you were just going to drop so many gems. When we met at FAHIMA, I was intrigued by your knowledge and your conversation and all of that and the wisdom that you had. And so I was super excited to interview you for today. So I think that those who are watching this have been, they've been watered. I think you've dropped gems and rubies and diamonds and all that kind of wonderful stuff and nuggets and all of that for people to pick up and put in their basket. So thank you so much for being with us today. How can people stay in contact with you or connect with you if they want to?
So I am on LinkedIn, Jared Cotton, NBA RHIA.
Let's be clear. Okay.
Yep,
Let's be
yep.
clear.
So, just want to put that out there. But nah, I'm you can follow me on LinkedIn. I accept and follow you back. You send me a message. You got any questions? That's what I tell students too, is find people in roles that you want to do, connect with them, ask them questions, over their pathway, so you can kind of, you shouldn't be in this alone. You should always try to find somebody, a mentor or something that's where you at when you want to be, and make it connect. They people just like you and I. They do the same thing you and I do. They're no different. Even though whatever their job, position, status, whatever it may be, they are a person just like you and I. They're approachable. You can send a message. Now, I would say, spread your cash, your net wide. You want to reach out to much people as possible, because someone may not respond back. But yeah, follow me on LinkedIn, send me a message, let me know that you've seen this on the Team Qualified podcast or YouTube channel, and we can go from there.
Perfect. I love it. Jared, thank you so much for being with us today. Everyone, again, please make sure that you subscribe to the Qualified's YouTube channel for more content. We're going to be dropping interviews just like this in the future with other male health information management professionals, those who are serving in traditional roles, as well as those who are serving in non-traditional roles. So you want to be up on speed on what we have going on. Also, if you have not followed or connected with the Qualified on different social media outlets, we're going to drop all of that information in the description box. So please make sure that you follow us on social media. So until next time, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. We want you to continue shining bright, and we will see you at the top. Bye-bye.